Hey, we're back for another rousing game in the PMA Alpha LCS. Game
Hopefully
2
this
versus
is
the
for the
Tilted Torpedoes and Chase Squad. I am Mike Opie Opich.
And this is
No,
Fleeing Panda, Eric Montgomery. And with us
there you
is
go.
also
we also got Packer Diehard 12, Alex Hagen.
Sweet, cool. So we're getting into game 2 of the Tilted Torpedoes versus Chase Squad. Tilted Torpedoes taking game 1. And we're in it on game 2 in Champ Select. We see the Narban, Urgot, and Alistar. Alistar. I wonder if that's targeted towards Alistar Moody.
that'd be a safe bet. Both
But yeah, we got Urgot and the Yorick banned out against Sayado, who is just Q33.
and the ban on the Janna going at Syrian Delphi. Also a ban at Hansu Elucida's Gragas. So, first pick was a Garen. Well, maybe not a first pick, but first pick now is Garen.
It was the last. It was pick 5, but yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to see that Garen picked up in the top lane versus a Rengar. That'll be an interesting matchup. I don't think I've ever seen a Rengar versus a Garen.
I'm pretty sure they're trolling us right now. Those are going to get traded around. Because that's the Rengar top lane. I seriously doubt Eric's playing that. And
Yeah.
Lucida on Sivir? I don't know about that.
Yeah, Elucida, Rengar is one of his really good picks, so we know that he's going to be getting that one.
Like, I Am Gert is picking up the Sejuani again. Interesting that they let him have that one again. I thought the Sejuani last game had really good presence.
Yeah, he had a lot of really good ults onto the right targets.
And this game looks like we're going to see Will Brooks back on that Lux. You did really well versus it, or versus the Malzahar last game, so we'll see if he can keep up his winning record with the Lux. Love Lux. She's one of my favorite picks. Just so much fun to play. And she can just do so much damage. It's great.
Yeah, got a lot of kills in the last game. I'm assuming they were early. Uh-oh.
Oh, never mind.
Malzahar. And it's a repeat of that mid lane matchup. Malzahar versus Lux. Let's see what the Will Brooks can do against the Malzahar again. And we have a disconnection.
Yeah, Malzahar was a ban.
I think Malzahar was banned.
Yeah.
Womp.
Womp, womp.
Reported.
And we will try this again.
Supposed to be an Orianna mid.
Is it?
Xanacus.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, since we had problems with the stream last game, we have to have problems with Champ Select this game, so...
It's only fair, right?
Oh, wait. No, it's...
Wait, what?
I think it's just bugged out at the moment.
Yeah, this client must be
because they are banning.
Oh yeah.
What is happening?
Well, it looks like
knows what's going
we
on.
will have to remake this lobby. Or we can try it again for round 3.
I saw it with my own 3 eyes.
Alright, round 3. Ready, go. And it's still bugged.
And
yeah, mine is mine was like this the first time too, but it was working.
No? Okay, hold on. That's ban 1. So we're gonna just see if everything fixes itself as we go on here.
Yeah, true.
Looks like we're just gonna try it.
Still seeing that Malzahar in the mid lane.
Yeah, but we're still on bans 1, so
True. Phase 1.
we're gonna see if when they go pick things, if it'll change.
It's your funeral.
So what are you guys looking for the Tilted Torpedoes to do this round?
Well, honestly, it looks like they're trying to do a very similar thing because now that we don't see it yet, but the Susan is banned out, so we've got the Garen pick in the top lane. So I feel like they're gonna be trying to do a similar thing. He's just gonna be there trying to be that nuisance and split push, and then once they do get to team fights, he's just gonna be that guy trying to just roam around causing a lot of trouble, just like he did last game, and he did really well at it. So I mean, they've got still have Lux and they still have Sejuani, so it's gonna be a very similar thing for the torpedoes. Hopefully, they can have a little better early game than last time. Will Brooks had a pretty good early game, but there were some issues in the bot lane. They just need to weather that storm a little bit better if they're going to have a similar thing.
Yeah, and honestly, the bot lane wasn't even that bad. I mean, we talked about Rakan. Callista should have a lot of pressure on them early, and they did. They got the one early kill on the Ashe, but other than that, they didn't really have any other advantages. And Ashe still was keeping up in CS pretty much evenly.
Mhm.
So it wasn't like they actually had a big advantage. They had the one kill, and that was it. So I was looking for them to take more of an advantage than that with the early Callista, but they weren't able to convert anything else.
Yeah, so I mean, as long as they do a similar thing and they make rotations well, especially once they start getting to mid and late game, where their team comp last time shined really well because they just protected the back line and the back line did a million damage.
Yeah.
So they just plan to do a similar thing like that. They'll be great. But it looks like on the side of Chase Squad, they're changing up their strategy a little bit. They still have sort of an assassin jungler, but looks like more team fighty. It looks in the other lanes. So we've got Sivir, we've got Cho'Gath, and Orianna. So those are all going to be very nice team fights. So Ori can just put the ball under Rengar. You get Sivir for the move speed. Rengar delivers the ball, and you've got a great team fight right there. That's all you need.
Yeah, and we talked Cho'Gath, not very reliable CC on his own. It's really easy to dodge the Q, but if he just stacks it on top of the Orianna Shockwave, where it's pretty much a guaranteed to land, much more impactful. And then he can just walk up and chomp whoever he wants after that lands.
Yeah.
So
And they also have the Rakan pickup as well, who is insanely strong for his engaged power because he just dashes in. He can dash in with the Orianna ball as well, land his ult, ball them all together, Orianna ult on top of that. Because the Rakan ult, they're all going to be chasing after him once he hits them. So it just helps to group them up even more. So they can just layer upon layer of CC.
Yeah.
But we do see the Tilted Torpedoes pick up Vayne and Leona. So they have a very strong team fighting comp with Leona, Sejuani. Lots of lockdown there.
I like that Leona pick.
Yeah, Leona, complete opposite of the Janna from last time for him.
So we'll see how that lane ends up going up. I'm really interested to see how well this Vayne goes in the bot lane. Because we know General Dill there, who is Snarl Sparkly, which all these name changes are killing me, man. They're just killing me.
Name changes, Hoagie, name changes. These are not the people you think they are. Or are they? Oh,
Because that guy is definitely not Gert.
definitely not.
Although he is playing a
Definitely not
tanky
Gert.
champion, which Gert plays a lot of, to be
That's
fair.
true.
So, I mean, Gert,
Yeah,
not
I mean,
Gert.
Tanky supports is all Gert plays.
Yeah.
But
New
he's
meta.
damn good at them. Don't you forget it.
He is pretty good at them.
Yeah,
Most of them.
I'm interested to see how the Alistair Moody does on Rakan again. He had a bunch of really good engages in the last game that I felt set his team up to do well, and they just didn't win those fights when the Nasus showed up. So it'll be interesting to see how he does in this game, where maybe the Rengar can help assassinate, plus with the Ori ball, might be a bit more presence than the Malzahar.
I was going to say exactly that. I think now that he has more of a team where it's not just pick off one person, when he engages and hits multiple, they'll be able to follow up on that and hit all of them as well.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem with them last game was they just weren't they didn't have coordinated starts to the fights. So he would go in and get a lot of CC and stuff, but the team wasn't there to immediately follow up on it, and then they were able to just turn around the fight afterwards. So if they're able to coordinate better and be actually grouped when he wants to go in, they'll have a lot more success.
It's all right.
Where are
Matt.
we at right now?
We still
my
like
client is really bugging out. Are we?
I'm at 50
Oh,
seconds right
waiting.
now.
We're at
Okay,
50 seconds, yeah.
I don't see anything, so if it starts the loading screen and I'm not there, or if it comes to game and I'm not there, just let me know so I can reconnect.
All right. Yeah.
We got your back.
This has been an interesting day with all kinds of connections and weird things going on. Who knows? Fit to screen. It doesn't fit to screen. As large as it goes.
I think he's more talking on the actual like
whatever
stream, whatever. But it's fine because when you went into game, it was full screened, so it doesn't matter. So it's all good. Who cares?
Yeah, it's this.
And we're about to head into game. Okay, boys. So, what are your predictions? Who do you think is going to win on this one?
You know,
it's kind of hard to tell. Like the first game was really even until the very end, so I feel like that could have gone either way, and there was just one big fight that really turned it in the Torpedoes' direction. So it could be a similar thing since both teams have, for the most part, kind of similar comps. So we could have another one that goes pretty even, and then we'll just see who can execute a later fight. Later fight's the best. I remember into like 25 minutes, there was still less than 1,000 gold lead for each one of the teams. I think it was Torpedoes who had it. So we'll see if it continues to stay close until we get to the late game.
So was that saying you were predicting the Torpedoes?
No, I mean, I was saying that's what makes it hard to pick, is that it seemed like for a while it was going to be even.
Have to remake?
What do you mean? Oh, God.
The wrong. Oh my God.
I was about to say, get out of here.
And we're being trolled yet again.
All right, so, but we're seeing a lineup here, so we'll see Invadey going on here.
Where are we at?
Seshwani's going in. We're at 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so I should be right with you.
108, 109, 110.
Yep, okay, good. Yeah, I just got into the game, but I'm still with you. So we're good.
That's so sad. There was 3 people there and they didn't even clear the early game mechanics 101. When there's 3 people on top of a freshly placed ward, it should die.
Yeah, somebody got to get that early goal.
Well, I'm just surprised. The Sejwani walked in on 3 people and nobody even touched her. I would have been all over that.
Yeah, I don't know if they had their engages yet.
Rakan must not have started that's his E, right? I
thought it was W.
Oh, okay, W. I've never played
it's
so I actually don't
know. His Q's is
his Q's the heal thing. Yeah, okay.
One of the dashes. I don't frickin' know. I played Rakan once.
Rakan. Yeah, he probably started real good. Q's, so he couldn't.
I play Zaya more often because Zaya's stupid strong. So we're seeing just a lot of poke, but not really going down here in the bot lane.
Yeah, the Vayne pick, I didn't really talk about much earlier. Kind of interesting to me. I know Dylan wants to get his carry pants on pretty hard, but Vayne's just a champ we have not seen much of at all lately. So it's kind of out of the blue when we see that.
Get some good damage mid lane on the Malzahar.
You mean on the Orianna?
Yeah, whatever that was. It was the Malzahar.
One of those champions.
I didn't
Sure,
eat
we
dinner
can
today.
say
That's
that
my
a lot.
excuse. Yeah.
See, and this is the lane. This bot lane is a lane where I would expect the Sivir and the Rakan to be wanting to put on a lot more damage, especially at level 1 and 2, because the Leona won't have like. I mean, I guess she does take her both of her stuns, or should take them both, level 1 and 2, but
Let's say
they should be able to poke them out pretty well.
As a Leona main, I'm usually trying to go in at level 2.
Garen and Cho'Gath are in a big. Oh man, neither one's going down.
Here's Sejuani. Sejuani is backing out.
Guy Fieri used his flash there to get away from the Garen. If he didn't do that, he probably would have gone down. Sejuani hanging around.
That is the power of Garen, really. He just puts on. Ooh!
Can you do
Lots
it?
of damage coming in, but there's a tower shot. Tower shot comes in to back off the Wilbrooks.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a play.
Gem there out of the vein.
Rakan tries to W in, and General Dill just condemns him into the wall, preventing any sort of knockup.
Oh,
we
no.
do have a gank here in the mid lane. The Rengar, oh, it just misses the Bola.
Does get the flash out of Wilbrooks though, so that'll be a good look if he looks to repeat gank there a little bit.
Yeah, Lux is a
Especially
very,
once,
very vulnerable ganker once she doesn't have her flash anymore, because there are just no escapes, and if you miss your Q, then you've got nothing.
Especially with Orianna going to be getting her ult in a couple levels, that'll be a pretty easy setup with the shockwave.
We do see them trying to just poke each other down in the mid lane, but the Orianna is out of mana. We got a fight here in the jungle.
Rengar found getting stunned up, but
Rengar does do more damage, surely.
Yeah, plus he had the red buff cut too. So.
Oh, flashback in, and first blood comes. Elucido making some nice plays.
Wilbrooks is looking around there right now.
He could probably kill him if he wanted. Well, he does have the barrier too.
But Elucida sees him though. The ward.
I just don't go back mid. Nice invade 1v1 there from Elucida, knowing with the early Rengar, he definitely wins any trades with Sejuani.
As we're looking around here, it looks like farm is pretty even between all the lanes, just a few CS here and there. There's not any giant discrepancies yet. The Vayne is a little bit further ahead, the Garen slightly, Orianna slightly, but 1 or 2 CS here and there is not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's when you start getting 20 and 30 CS down that you might have an issue. Oh, we've got another gank onto the Wilbrooks here. He does get locked down. Orianna comes in with the ult, and
There's a
she's
shot
gonna
wave,
go
man.
down.
Yep, just talked about it. Easy gank return without the flash. Making it happen. They get their ults. Actually, Lucida didn't even have his ult. He just jumped in off the side.
Nice play there from both Lucida and Xanakis. They do get, both of them use their flashes there. Or, Orianna uses her flash there to get back in on the Wilbrooks to get that kill.
And now he's gonna maybe look top. There's no ward here.
And Garen has been playing super aggressive, so now is a great time to go in. Ooh, doesn't land
Get the
this.
slow, and there's the flash. Guy Fieri had already used his ult on a minion, so he wasn't in danger of being immediately chomped there, but still uses a flash as a response.
But it was some good vision control there from Guy Fieri too. Ooh, we've got a gank in, and Wilbrooks with the lockdown lands the ult to kill Orianna. didn't have Flash, only had Ghost. And with the Sejuani there, that Ghost doesn't do much for you. But yeah, nice vision control there in the top lane, so
As an early
Saito had no idea that he was coming.
Rengar's over there stealing Sejuani's blue. That's
Ooh, here
mean.
comes the pressure in there. Gonna find that pink word in the top lane. Steals away that blue buff. The first dragon is Infernal. That would be very good for both teams. I mean, I feel like Infernal Drake is always the standard. It's really good no matter what team you're on. It's when you get like, start getting like the Air Drake or Mountain Drake that, some teams might need that just a little bit more. Infernal is really good for everybody because it just helps you do more damage. It's always a great pickup, so.
The chase squad's going to want to look to make a play for that soon. Garen just used his teleport to get back to lane, so he won't be able to join. Of course, Trogas is not up yet, but his will be soon, so if they want to look for a TP around to get
and we see the Sivir pop her ult really early there. And then they just backed off. I guess they thought Vayne was by herself, but Leona showed on the side, so they decided not to go in, so that won't be up for it if there's another fight. And we got Sejuani gank mid lane. Oh, and Orianna turns it around! The return kill is picked up by Sejuani, though. I am dirt with that. Rengar chasing down, not able to get the kill. So nice trade in the mid lane.
It's a good 1-for-1, but Sejuani getting the kill instead of the Lux might not be quite as valuable. So it might be a slight more advantage for the Orianna, but still.
Yeah, it was a very nice trade for Ori. Just comes back in and pops the ult on the Lux just to do so much damage.
Yeah. And then Lucida just going to steal the Raptor camp right after. He's has, of course, we know Sejuani's not a great early clear, but Rengar's been taking advantage of stealing away his camps several times already.
Nice.
Sejuani's running top.
We're getting definitely some nice vision control in here from the torpedoes here in the bot lane. That river, there's 2 pinks, one in the dragon pit and one almost on the blue side. But so they are getting, we can tell they're looking to get set up for the dragon.
And we did just have the Guy Fieri just flashed away from the Sejuani Garen top lane. So that's all his health, but he is out of mana, so he's probably going to be coming back.
And now is definitely a good time for Chase Squad to look to try and get that dragon, because Garen is currently without a teleport, so if they both are top lane, the Cho'Gath can teleport in for a fight, whereas Garen has to make his way all the way down.
As you say that, though, the teleport's being used to teleport Cho'Gath back top.
Yep. So
now the Garen has TP
Ooh,
priority.
looks like we're getting an engage here in the bot lane.
That was crazy.
Ooh, Sivers just didn't get the damage.
And we have the DC.
A pause coming in.
Xanicus says lag in all chat, so I'm assuming that's the reason.
He said it in all chat, that must mean it's true.
Oh no, this is a very inopportune pause, though, because Rengar just popped ult. It's an opportunity to turn my sound back on.
To be fair, though, Rengar and Orianna are on the same team, so at least it's not, like, weird. Like, looks like we're about to head back into it, though.
Turn the music back on, because we need music.
All right, we'll see if the Rengar is able to jump in and finish off Vayne right here.
Oh, and the
Immediately
flash comes out
flashes
from
out.
Vayne. Oh, we got the flashback hint from Rengar, but he's not able to reach there in time.
And now he's probably
He's gonna go down.
Yep. That was, I assume he
Barkley
wanted
picking
to,
up the kill.
I assume he wanted to flash with his empowered bola, but he was behind, so that wouldn't have hit her anyway. And now
I feel like he was expecting. I feel like he was expecting the jump with his ult, for instance, with his ult. But because he had already used it, he didn't have the extra jump. So when he flashed in, he
maybe
was
thought
stuck
he,
there.
Yeah, leaped out of the bush and timed his flash at the same time. He would flash behind him.
Either way,
Yeah, it was just a super aggressive move by Elucida that just didn't pay off, and
And
here
we got a
comes
gank.
ult.
oh, and
Oh.
the Orion is just gonna flash out just in time to avoid the Lux ult.
Yeah, Lux already aimed the ult on top of her, so he was able to flash sideways and get out of there.
Got a Leona roaming top.
Ooh, nice stopping the back there on the Vayne. That was really nice, because that means Sivrul's going to be able to get a lot more tower pushing going. J-Squad looks like they're roaming around, clearing a lot of vision, I should say, from the tilted torpedoes. And they're going to be able to get a lot of damage on this tower. They might even be able to take that.
Yeah, that's going to
That
be
first tower of gold.
Yeah, they're gonna get it. Wow, that's a nice.
And it's all because Sivert stopped the back of Vayne,
Yeah,
pushed her out, and so she was not able to buy and get back.
definitely a heads up.
Oh no.
Oh, Will Brooks is going in, but he's got the flash and he's got Sejuani on his back. Ooh,
Splitting the uprights with the ult. Now he
field goal.
wants to go back in there for the Lux, but with Sidwani and Garen there.
There's not an Orianna ulti. I don't know if they want to engage this fight.
Yeah, I think
And they are in the enemy jungler, so they can get collapsed on. Chase Squad making some good rotations, though.
Yeah, just a short amount of time they've opened up a 2K gold lead.
Ooh, here comes.
a lot of damage.
What?
He might be able to turn. Okay. He's
Ooh.
dashed
Orianna
in
gets
at
the kill.
safety.
We're gonna get quite a bit of a mid push here. I don't know if they're gonna be able to take the tower, but they'll be able to get a lot of damage in.
Land all misses.
What a dodge from Alistair Moody.
Yeah.
That is the power of the Rakan. He's got so much mobility. 2 shields, a knockup, a heal, and a taunting ult. Looks like Chase Squad's trying to get this Rift Herald going.
Garen has
Very little response from the Tilted Torpedoes at the moment. Just Garen and Leona there.
Misses the Zenith blade though. Might be a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Ooh. The Lux ult coming in over the top of that. Not quite close to stealing it, but... Ooh, look at that! The flash in onto the Cho'Gath.
That's going to be the kill on the Rengar as well.
So they got a Rift Herald for 2 deaths. So we'll see if they can make that Rift Herald worth it later to make up for those 2 deaths. Because a Rift Herald can take multiple towers
Yeah, I
with
don't know
ease
why.
if they get it in the right spot.
I don't know if his flash had literally just come off cooldown, but Guy Fieri had his, so should have been able to flash over the wall. Unless, like I said, it literally just came out.
Wow. Nice
pick in the
dive
mid lane.
from the Tilted Torpedoes. But we do have a teleport coming in. Nope, the teleport was canceled. Guy Fieri
would've
didn't
been
want to
there
go in the
alone
middle of
with-
that.
with Rakan, just the two of them, not going to be able to do much there.
I think they learned from last game not to teleport in the middle of 4 people. So it looks like we're dead even in gold, each with 25.4k gold. So we are... This game could just go both ways at this point. Both teams have had nice fights, nice picks, pretty decent rotations on both sides.
Yep.
But the Vayne has been alone, kind of off on the side, farming it up. So we'll see how well that late game Vayne will come into play.
Now that Vayne's almost 1,000 gold ahead of the Sivir moment, so...
It's all going to come down to the team play aspect of it, because Vayne goes in on Cho'Gath a little too close, and Cho'Gath can just pop him with an ult. Ooh, we got some action in the mid lane. Oh, the Wilbrooks is just going to escape.
Good use of the barrier there.
Yeah.
Just stopped an auto attack, and so that's prevented a kill there. Looks like we're gonna have some action here in the mid lane. Orianna flashes out, but is gonna get locked down and taken down by the Sejuani. That's the power of Leona and Sejuani. There's just so much lockdown. Even if you flash, there's just nothing you can do. So much CC.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird play, because we had the Rakan and the Rengar were both just...
Ooh, we got a gank onto the Vayne.
Oh,
what a nice ult from Lux. And a kill goes over to Lux, and Vayne gets a kill as well. All from what looks like a scary situation for the Vayne.
Yeah, Chase Squad had set that pick up
like
really
they're
well.
getting the mid turret as well.
Yeah, so let's start taking a look at these builds here. So we see Garen in the top lane. Looks like he's just going to have that Black Cleaver, and he's got the Merc Treads to kind of slow down some of that CC. It's a pretty standard pick, especially when you're going to be going versus these big healthy tanks. Cho'Gath just got himself the Rod of Ages and a Chain Vest at the moment. Tilted Torpedo is going to pick up the Ocean Drake. And we see that the Rift Herald got popped in the top lane, so we'll see if they can get a nice push off there.
Yeah, I think that was probably
maybe
just
pick up a
about to
tower.
Expire, which is why he used it there, because he's not really in a great position to use it.
Whoa, what's going on with the Rift Herald? He just straight up walked it into tower before he ran forward. That was weird.
Bit strange there.
Wasn't going to be enough to get the turret anyway, I don't think.
But at least got a decent chunk on it.
Yeah.
We've got a big rotation up in the top lane. 4th man.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to be trying to get this tower up here. Meanwhile, there's just a Sivir down in the bot lane.
They had no vision there through the top portion of that river, so they able to just walk all the way up there while he's pushed up without him knowing.
Yeah, it looks like neither team really has very much ward coverage on the other side of the map. Everything that everybody has is wards on their side.
Yeah.
So you can't really see anything coming until it's already there. Vayne flash forward and does get the kill. Nice crit there. Maybe had the static shift proc as well, but Sejuani's going to solo kill the Sivir and flash away from the Cho'Gath. All the while, Tilted Torpedoes are pushing down that top tower.
Yeah, once again, we have a really even game for a while, and then as soon as we get to 20 minutes, Torpedoes make a lot of really good plays. Suddenly they have themselves a 5,000 gold lead.
The kills are also 14-4. So they are definitely climbing ahead here. And with Vayne being 5-1 at the moment, she's definitely gotten past that early game slump. So now we're gonna see a lot of Vayne, just as long as she can keep herself alive and use that tumble to stay out of some of the CC, she'll be quite alright. Pump out the damage now that she's got a static shift and an IE. Ooh, looks like we're seeing Chase here. Flash in from the Leona onto Orianna, and we're gonna see the Luxel. Wow, the Vayne picks up that kill there.
Vayne now with the finished IE and her second Zeal means she's gonna be having a lot of damage with those crits, especially if she tumbles before for the extra damage.
Sejuani solo kills the Rengar. Angry for that early kill where she got picked off in the jungle. Garen with the flash in. And the Cho'Gath is going to get taken down by Will. Very nice dive. Overall, it's a 3 dead for 1, and they get a tower.
This game is just starting to snowball in the favor of the tilted torpedoes. Chase Squad needs to try and find a way to stall this game so that they can climb back in. This.
Ooh, a nice shockwave.
There's a good combo there.
That was a good 2-man ult.
Yeah, Rakan knocked up right into the shockwave. Those are the kind of things that we were talking about earlier. They had a lot of good CC layering with Shockwave and the Cho'Gath and the Rakan as they stay coordinated together. And that's why they've lost everything the last several minutes, is just because they haven't been grouped and they've been in kind of these weird random fights where they're outnumbered and just dying. They need to get grouped where they can layer all their CC in a big team fight. That's when they'll be successful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looked like the tilted torpedoes just stayed a little bit too long there in the mid lane. Everybody was coming back up, and they all had ults ready to go, so just a little bit of an overstay, trying to get that mid tower down. But now they're going to be back at it. The pressure going down. Baron is up and ready to go. There will be another Infernal in just over a minute, so we'll see where everybody starts to prioritize. Looks like the torpedoes are looking for that dragon, getting that ward coverage on the blue side of Chase Squad.
Looks like we got some posturing going on, maybe looking for that next fight.
Ooh, and they're gonna go in on the Cho'Gath, and Cho'Gath is just kind of melting.
Yeah.
Leon is picking up that kill. And once again, we're seeing the Talisman coming out from the Rakan just to speed them away. But the torpedoes look like they're just going to keep trying to push up and pressure this mid lane. Ooh. They tried to pick off that.
Just tumbles away out of. Oh, and then she gets the knockup.
And Rengar picks up the Vayne. Looks like they're just going to try and keep going. Rengar ulting in now. Gets on to Will Brooks, and Lux is going to go down. Rakan, nice knockup of 2. Meanwhile, Garen's in the top lane. Took down a tower and is looking for another
His
one.
Squad, they're gonna go straight towards the Baron.
That should be a free Baron for
there's
Chase
no way
Squad.
Garen's gonna be able to try to steal that away.
Yeah, Garen is just not tanky enough to try and stop 4 members from taking that.
Should be a good turnaround though for Chase Squad. This is kind of exactly the thing that we're saying they needed to do to get back in this game. Kind of narrow that gap.
Baron goes down for them. They back. Time to reset.
What was a 7?
Yeah, that was kind of an interesting choice there from the torpedoes. They soloed up the Cho'Gath and killed him. And I'm kind of surprised with their strength that they didn't try to maybe group around Baron a little bit. They just decided to siege mid lane, and Vayne gets caught out being too far up. Easy fight for the Chase Squad to win, and then they get the Baron. So.
Ooh, and we got Vayne going in on the Cho'Gath doing a lot of damage. And Cho'Gath does not stand a chance. If he doesn't land the Q, he does not stand a chance. Vayne takes him out.
Vayne, especially with her ult, the reduced cooldown on her Q on the temple.
Ooh, it looks like we got a collapse here mid lane.
Yeah, Gnarls Barkley has a Phantom Dancer as well now, so a lot of crits coming in with the Infinity Edge, especially in a 1v1 with the Phantom Dancer. It's really kill with someone that's as slow and immobile as Cho'Gath.
Yeah, so what Chase Squad I feel like needs to do is they just need to group up and keep going.
She's gonna get taken down.
That's gonna be their major team fight presence and damage going out there. Without that Orianna, their Chase Squad's team fight is very minimal. They can't do a whole lot. Ooh, Rengar goes in, but it's gonna take a decent amount of damage back as well from the Garen. Chase Squad do still have Baron buff, so that will make it harder for the Torpedoes to try and push an inhib tower. Oh, the Rakan's gonna go in. Ooh, he does lock them down, but they don't have their Orianna, so they're lacking a little bit in damage. Oh, the Rengar jumps in on Vayne and takes out General Dill. Now, the Will Brooks, can he clean it up?
That Sivir is practically untouched in the back line.
Yeah, it's a good job of her to walk back. I was pretty afraid for them to start that fight with the Orianna, but
Elucida was just in there doing so much damage, tanking up so much. And he was just dashing around constantly because they were fighting in the jungle. So that was a great fight for him. He was able to jump in on Vayne and just zero her out, make Vayne a non-factor in that fight. That's exactly what they needed to do.
Yeah, even without the Orianna there, keeping them all grouped up with the good CC engage from the Rakan. Sivir ricochets at this point in the game, bouncing through the whole team like that is still a lot of damage, so even without the Orianna there. Yeah, and she does finish the Infinity Edge on this back, so that's a lot of crit chance, a lot of damage, so if you can keep them grouped up, those bouncing ricochets from the Sivir is going to be dishing out a lot of damage as well. Not just the Orianna that you got to look out for.
I feel like Chase Squad just needs to make sure they're managing their waves because they're getting some decent fights like that where they, and it's been a lot of counter engages for them. Like they'll have somebody picked off, but they'll make a great team fight afterwards and come back and help clean up. But they've got all of their waves pushing in on their tower, so they're not able to get anything else. Like there is still 7 towers up for the Tilted Torpedoes. They've only taken out 2 of them, so I feel like they just need to work on their rotations a little better. Clean up the, make sure you got all of your waves pushing out before you try anything. And then so that way if you do, get a pick, you can rotate and you can take out a tower as well. Or if you win that team fight, you can go and push and get an inhib tower.
And unfortunately, the thing was after they hold on, we have an engage with Garen. Fortunately, these two don't do enough damage on their own to kill him. But
a wet noodle
nice
fight.
Try.
Plus Garen's regen is insane, so
Yeah.
he's back to full health already. Cho'Gath barely took any damage at all either.
Yeah,
Looks like we got a bait going on here. 5-man bait bush.
Wondering if anybody's going to walk down that direction from the.
Oh, Sejuani's gonna get caught out.
Surprise!
The only problem is
Wow,
Sejuani's
look at
taking
that
no damage here. And so we're gonna see the Lux take out the Orianna there. They used everything on the Sejuani, and the Sejuani did not go down. And Vayne's coming in. She's got her ult now. Woo! Almost gets taken out, but is able to kill Allergic to Milk. And Cho'Gath will go down next.
Yeah, it was a bit
It was an
unfortunate.
alright idea, but I think a lot of people forget Sejuani's passive, where after she doesn't take damage for a while, she'll get a temporary massive bonus to armor and magic resist. So when she walks into that bush, she had a couple hundred for sure armor and magic resist, over 200 of each, and this takes so much longer to kill her than they would expect. Use all that on her, and then there's nothing left for the fight after.
And so we're gonna see that the mid tower and inhib go down, and the top tower gets taken out. But they do still have that ZZ-Rot portal that's going in the top lane, so somebody's gonna have to answer for that. And now with Baron coming up in 10 seconds, Chase Squad's lost a lot of vision. Are they gonna be able to check it? Obviously, we can see that their Chase Squads or Tilted Torpedoes are all on Baron currently, but you don't want to go face checking into a jungle. Oh boy, here we go.
There's the bait.
And it is the Cho'Gath in front who's taking a lot of damage, but he's able to keep the focus all on him. And Rengar's gonna just get disintegrated as well. Ori next. This might be the game. I think it should be the game. They should be able to push to the end there with 40-second death timers. You're gonna have super minions pushing in the mid lane as well.
Yeah, and I think Chase God really should have known that they had to get there somewhere. They did get the ward over the Baron pit, so at least they knew at that point they weren't actually on the Baron. So they're not on the Baron, but you know they're in the air. Why would you blindly walk into the bush if you know that they have to be there somewhere? And
Alright, and that's gonna be the game there, ladies and gents. Tilted Torpedoes are gonna pick up game 2 as well. 2-0 versus the Chase Squad. They come back with a vengeance. Once again, that game was pretty even up until, right, like they both had, same amount of gold. They were trading kills back and forth, and then there was just one or two little skirmishes where the Torpedoes came out ahead and just started accruing a gold lead, and then it just kept going from there.
Yeah, there was a point. Torpedoes had about a 6,000 gold lead almost, and then the Chase Squad actually brought it back to almost exactly even after they took the Baron. And so at that point, it still could have been anyone's game, even after the Torpedo lead, that 6,000 gold they had earlier. But once again, they kept getting caught out with no vision and dying when they weren't grouped after they got the Baron, which is kind of the similar things that happened in the first game.
Yeah, and so Tilted Torpedoes being sort of at the bottom of the standings have come out of nowhere and taken a nice 2-0 versus the Chase Squad. Yeah, if I'm correct, it looks like they're 3 losses and 1 tie, so now they get a 2-0. They're Tilted
Moving
Torpedoes looking to try and make a comeback here towards the very end of the season. So we'll see how well they keep that up, because they definitely had a strong looking team there. And we'll see it hopefully in the next couple weeks they can just keep that going. All right now. So overall, who are you thinking for an MVP vote?
Wow.
I mean, if you look at the damage chart, Which, I mean, damage isn't everything, everybody. Let's be clear on that. Damage is not everything.
But
But you have a Vayne who is completely single target doing double anybody else's damage in the game. Clearly, the Vayne was doing some work.
yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. The Vayne had a lot of work done. However, I would also like to point out that the Torpedo had a 6-3-12 scoreline for, so he participated in 18 of the team's 27 kills.
Well, then you got to look at Leona too.
Yeah,
Because
Leona
Leona
as well.
participated in 19, one more than the Wilbrooks.
So both Will Brooks and Siren Delphi had really good games kill participation wise and just being everywhere and being involved. Even the Vayne
Yeah,
of
because
Gnarls Barkley also had 9 and 9, so 18 as well there. So just the three right there, just participating in so many different things.
if you looked at that mid game, the Leona and the Sejuani roaming around as that 2-man CC squad, just nobody could escape it. Nobody could escape it. So, and the flash engages from Leona to lock down, especially the Oriana, and just nullify her so that those team fights didn't mean anything because she wasn't there. Those are some pretty strong plays. So I think I'm gonna have to give it to Siren Delphi because he clarified earlier how to pronounce his name. So I think I got to give it to Leona this time. There was just so much CC lockdown and very high kill participation in that game. So way to go, you. Good job.
Yeah, there's not really anyone that sticks out. If you look at game one, I think Will Brooks was kind of the one who stood out. This game, he was actually behind Oriana early, but mid to late game, he had a lot of really good fights where he got the scoreline back up. Sejuani, Gert, once again, great ultimates, finding the right targets, locking him down. Same thing as the first game. One thing I want to say also about Gnarls Barkley on his Vayne, as they were getting close to kind of transitioning into the mid game, there were a lot of skirmishes towards the mid and top side of the map where he wasn't there. He was off farming the bot lane all by himself, and I think he honestly just had the presence of mind to know that early game he can't contribute a whole lot in fights as Vayne, and he just needed to get to the point where he got a couple items under his belt and scaled up before he could have much impact. And I don't know if that was like on purpose that he was like, no, I need to go farm, or if he just happened to be down there when a fight broke out. But I think that was probably best for him. And once we saw him join fights later, we saw how absolutely devastating he was once he got those couple of items, shredding through Cho'Gath like he was nothing. So it's hard. I think I would personally give it to Gnarls Barkley,
All right, so we got a
but
vote
Gert
for
or
Gnarls
Siren
Barkley.
Delphi. I think Gert or Siren Delphi would also either be good picks.
Tell us how you really feel, chat.
All 10 of you that are awake at this hour.
Wow. J. Rar going off with the comments, man. Wow.
Bring me a new poll or bring me that. This is a new poll.
No, that's the old one.
Why do this to me? There. Try that one.
Oh, there we go. That's a good one.
I don't know why I did that, but it did. Rip.
So we'll give it a minute or two, and then we can try and bring the MVPs, which Will Brooks took the MVP from that first game, and we'll get an interview with him. So, chat, get your questions ready for the Will the Torpedo Brooks and whoever is MVP of Game 2. So, if it's Will Brooks, then we'll just ask him double the questions. If it's not, yeah.
Or we won't, so everyone can go to bed.
Nobody can go to bed. Come on. This is
Sorry.
the PMA LCS. We go hard all night long.
That's what she said.
Exactly. Let's see. So, even with all the name changes, which I hated, still pulled it out. Good job, guys. But with the Torpedoes picking up the 2-0, the standings are getting crazy, man. It's going to be so, like, first and second place are pretty locked down, it looks like. We got Team Solo Feed and the passive aggressive Red Pandas are up there. And then it's like everybody else is grouped in together at the moment. So it's going to be interesting because, if people are picking, like, teams are picking up wins that you wouldn't expect, like, that can just completely throw the standings, like, flip everything around. So, and with there being like 2 weeks left, 3 weeks left, because this was a week 6 game technically, wasn't it? I think it was a week 6 game, if I'm correct, because now we're crossing the weeks over and it's throwing everything haywire. But with 3 weeks left, that's a lot of points that teams can get. Like, if you win, if you 2-0 each week, that's 9 points you can get in the next 3 weeks. That can put you in first place, like, super easy. So playoffs are just, oh my god, like, you try and predict it and you can't because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Anyways, get your votes in. We're going to close the poll in 1 minute.
Yeah, it's definitely not Sayado top lane because there was no Sayado.
Yeah, I don't know what the
It was
Sayato is. Like, who
just
is this guy?
Q33 playing top
Yeah.
lane.
Yeah.
It wasn't just Sayado, it was just Q33.
With a Gnarls Barkley on the vein.
Which team? I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
See, Sayado's in the chat. He's not in the game.
It was Eric. Yep, I agree, Will. It was Eric. You listen to all the Erics, Saren. Get it right. All of them. Always. Yeah, see, Will's got the right idea. Alright. Voting is now closed. And our MVP is...
Dim, dim, dim.
Hooray, Gnarls Barkley. Alright. Let's get
What the
those
heck? Did he
guys.
switch back to General Dill now?
Did he?
I think he did.
I think he did. Yeah. He did.
Wow.
Alright, well, Gnarls Barkley. I don't know who this General Dill guy is. He wasn't in the game.
I think it was pretty well deserved. I think everybody on the team played really well, but you were able to see.
Gnarls Barkley reporting for duty, sir.
Oh, snap. Where's the Will?
I don't know where Will is.
I told him to get down here.
Yo.
Hey,
So,
congratulations, fellas.
yes.
You
Thank
guys
you.
didn't suck.
It's
And
about
you got
damn
the,
time.
The least sucky member on the team award. So I'm proud of you.
All right, we have our first question of the evening, and it's from our pal Irion. The question is for Will Brooks. What did he change to not only stay relevant, but hitting that smash button?
Well, you see, I'd like to first just thank all my fans for everything. I don't know. It was just really, I really enjoy playing Lux, and when he chose Malzahar, I main Malzahar and know pretty well how to counter him. So it made it pretty easy to get ahead. And then R is the smash button, always on Lux. So it was fun.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for playing Lux. Lux is my favorite, and
Well,
you
you're
brought her
welcome.
to the LCS. I didn't
Is
have
that-
a question about that, but I just wanted to say
Is
thank you.
that Lux's first game in the LCS?
No, Greg played it last week.
Greg
I
doesn't
believe.
count. He's not in the LCS.
He's not a real person.
You're right. We don't know who this Greg fool is.
I only know Beef 92.
There you go. Yeah, Beef 92. All right. Any other questions, chat?
You have fans? Question mark.
Yes.
Your wife doesn't
I mean,
count.
look at all those.
Look at all those torpedoes. I mean, come on.
All right, I got a question for whatever your name is who played Vayne. I don't know anymore because you change it every 2 seconds.
I
So, how did you make yourself last through the early game? And you had a pretty strong early game because by like mid game you were already 5-1. So how did you get that past that early slump that Vayne normally has?
well, our support was listing off the champions he plays, and so I said, "Hey, you want to go balls to the wall, ham?" And before he even replied, I just auto-locked Vayne Leona. So I had a Leona on my back the whole time for whenever Rakan tried to engage, and I was able to just sit back and farm it up from there. And then we had one good fight bot lane that, unfortunately, their mid laner paused in the middle of. That was kind of odd that he didn't communicate with his team that he needed a pause, and so we were able to just sit there and say like, "Hey, this is what we know about the fight. This is what we're gonna do. All right, break." And
Yeah.
we had a good fight. Got me 2 kills, 2 early kills, and so just rolled off from there.
Yeah, that pause was kind of unfortunate considering Rengar had just popped his ult. So everybody knew that it was coming out, but hey,
All right, we have
it was
another.
good on you.
We have another question from our boy Urion for Dylan. How was he able to stay away from Rengo so gracefully?
I didn't. He fucking one-shot me with Dustblade twice.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Wasn't so
He
graceful.
was not.
Dustblade is stupid.
Dustblade is stupid. Rito nerf, please.
But for real though.
And outside of those fights, we just tried to pick fights where he didn't have his ult up, or we could get onto him and just use Sejuani ult to lock him down before he had a chance to kill me or Will.
Nice. Nice. All right, Will, one more question for you.
All right.
So, who is the next champion you're going to carry on?
The next champion that I'll carry on is going to be Teemo.
Yes, please do it.
You
Satan
heard it right
himself.
here, folks. Confirmed. Teemo OP.
I also have to say one more thing, that I would have gotten a Penta if it wasn't for Gert. He ruined everything.
Let's be
Gert
clear.
stole Will's
That's not the
Penta
real
in
Gert.
game 1.
That's not the real Gert.
No.
That's
No.
Graham.
Garrett Brooks Leval stole Will Brooks' pentakill in the LCS.
It's true.
All right. Any more questions, fellas?
Yes.
anything?
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh my god, not this shit again.
No, no,
Ooh,
it's not.
it is not.
Well, I think that's all we have time for today. On that note,
That bombshell.
Wikipedia
Torpedo, General
disagrees with
Dill,
you.
do you guys have questions for us? Just flip it around the rolls.
Oh,
No? Question mark?
You
It's
never know.
late
Just
and
trying
people-
to change things up here a bit. Keep it spicy.
I gotcha. I have no questions for the casters.
We just did too good of a job. I know.
That's
I
what it
actually have
was.
no idea what kind of job you did. I can't watch the stream while we're playing.
Hey, I made you guys win.
Well,
I
there
paid
wasn't
off
much
all
to
of
the
these
first
people.
game.
I mean, the first game doesn't really exist on Twitter anymore. Or not
Yeah, I
Twitch.
saw that.
Whatever you call it.
Yeah.
So, second game exists.
Yes, it does. And my Discord wasn't freaking out the second game, so I never cut it out.
It was kind of freaking out, but
That wasn't okay.
that's not important. Anyways, don't forget to subscribe and follow our channel so that you can catch up on our oh so much fun action. And
You can also donate to the prize pool.
yes, donate to us. Give us money. That'd be awesome.
Part of it goes to charity, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, one last question. What do you think of Eric's body swap surgery?
There were way too many Erics on the field right
There
there.
was.
The fields of justice. How was the learning curve on your end for all those name changes?
Yeah,
Little
we didn't do that.
swap-a-rooney around.
That didn't happen. You were called by champion names.
Fantastic.
Yup. Alright, well, this is Fleeing Panda signing off.
This is Opie.
And Packer Die Hard 12.
Saying good night, and we'll see you next time.